So we have the NCAA Division 1 women's basketball bracket released. We have the Fort Worth 1. We have the number 1 seed UConn Huskies out of the Amat cover out of the Big East. They take on the number 16 seed Amat cover UTSA out of the American. They stunned and won. Beat Rice. They in the finals. And they stunned somehow get here. But they did. Number 8, Iowa State takes in Moran series at UConn. UConn's hosting a quarter of the Fort Worth 1 area. And then we have top 4 seed host, and then it goes to neutral sites for Sweet 16 Elite 8. For one neutral site for the Sweet 16 Elite 8 matchups. And then there's a neutral site for the Final 4, which is this year in Phoenix, Arizona. And then we have number 8, Iowa State out of the Bay or out of the Big 12. Syracuse is at large out of the ACC. And we have number 5 Maryland. And that's on the 21st, on the 20th. We have number 5 Maryland. And then you're either playing Saturday and Monday, which is the 21st and 23rd, or you're playing 20th and 22nd games. If you're on the 21st, it'll be games on ABC. There's a few of them on ABC before, like Saturday night maybe, yeah, NBA or certain NHL during, maybe certain NHL instead of NBA during the March Madness. You might be able to focus on March Madness and watching NBA. And some new stuff, but if their local teams playing, more people don't. Otherwise, and the 20th on Friday we have number 5 Maryland takes on number 2 at large of the Big 10. Takes on Murray State and Missouri by cover the Matt Coffer. A dangerous 12 seed. Number 4 seed, North Carolina. Host that one, the Maryland Murray State game in the North Carolina, Western Illinois. In North Carolina. Who is out at large of the ACC? Western Illinois. Ohio Valley Conference, Matt Coffer. Notre Dame, a 6 seed of the ACC. They're playing on the 21st. They're taking on 11 seed Fairfield. That's a dangerous scheme. That's a dangerous scheme on Saturday. A neutral state, that's dangerous though, because Notre Dame has struggled a little bit this season, not been as good as they used to be. And Fairfield is out of the Metro Athletic Conference, and they're a tough, solid team. So that could be a tough matchup for both sides. Number 3, Ohio State defeats takes on number 14 seed Howard. That's hosted by Ohio State. Those two games. Notre Dame, Fairfield, and Ohio State Howard on Saturday. And Ohio State's Big 10 at large. Howard is a Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. I'm at Coffer. And then 21st, Vanderbilt hosts High Point. Vanderbilt's an at large of the SEC. High Point's I'm at Coffer of the Big South. And you have Illinois and 7 seed at large of the Big 10. Colorado and 10 seed at large of the Big 12 on 21st. And Fort Worth 1 in Sacramento 2. The number 1 seed, Namat qualifier out of the Big 10, UCLA. They would have been in as at large anyways, but they're Amat qualifier. They're technically Amat qualifier because they won the Big 10. California Baptist, the 16th seed of the Western Athletic Conference, they're Amat qualifier. And then Oklahoma UCLA hosts that one. And Oklahoma State Princeton is played at UCLA on Saturday. Number 8 Oklahoma State is big at large. Out of the Big 12, Princeton, a 9 seed, is an Ivy League Amat qualifier. So that's tough. Both sides are really good, man. Princeton is a top 25 team. They've had some good wins in their schedule, but they're not the most tested team out there. They were not, so all the power conferences are probably around the highest ranked conference Amat qualifiers. For good reason, more tested than like Fairfield is, but they're still a solid team. They're not quite as tested, like you see with those marquee top teams. Like they're more biased toward power conferences. Why? I don't know. It's kind of behind it. Maybe over time, maybe like this has like been the metrics. Like, hey, this conference is like the metrics. They get the better players. They get like more. I don't know. I don't know, our teams are like top. Like, more scoring players, more shoot, more assists, more rebounds, more steals, more blocks. I don't know. But whatever. But for instance, a solid team, not bad though. It's not like a team, like a sport like softball or baseball, something where you can have more, more parity, across the country, softball, baseball. You're gonna see more parity in like outside the top 25 with power conferences. Just how it is, Not the big sports, like the big sports. You're like the money making sports. You're gonna see kind of like that. Some of the more Big Ten or power conferences, but I like that. It's kind of more opened up a little bit more to non-power conferences. I like that, more. I do. And the number 5 Ole Miss takes the number 12 Gonzaga on Friday. It's hosted at Minnesota. The University of Minnesota Twins. The number 5 Ole Miss is at large outlet. It's Gonzaga. Number 12 is it. And I'm at Crawford out of the West Coast Conference. Minnesota number 4 seed. They're at large out of the Big Ten. Number 13 seed remains it. I'm at Crawford out of the Horizon. Then we have the number 6 seed Baylor. It's playing at Duke on the 20th. They're taking on a first 4-1 between Nebraska, number 1 seed Nebraska, or the Big Ten at large, or the number 1 seed Richmond, which is an Ahmet cover out of Atlantic 10. Oh no, they're at large. Excuse me, they're at large in the at large, and it's in Rhode Island gets the Ahmet cover. So that was, and they were playing the 18th, 2 days before the first. The women used to never do first 4. I remember when the women were only on ESPN2 when they were regionalized. You had like a featured national game, or like maybe UConn or like a top seed like UConn. Sometimes you get sometimes like those upset matches like a 6-7 like Notre Dame, maybe, or Fairfield. That might not be as televised. Other than Marquis' name. I like that. Every game is on, so you can see like the upsets, like the non. I don't mean the blowouts. Yeah, sure. I see that. But some of the less marquee games, maybe like the Fairfield, like Notre Dame Fairfield. That might not be like a top game, like a top well-known most viewers, but it's a decent game though, Or you might see like Minnesota's hosting, so you'd see Minnesota, it's Ole Miss Gonzaga as well, But other than that, like rooting in regionalized interest teams, but I like that, every game's on TV, some way. I like that. On like televised TV, and then you could see them all on like the ESPN app. They had ESPN3, when ESPN3 was a thing, where they had ESPN Plus for free. Either cable provider or some internet providers had ESPN3 for free with their internet package as well. You didn't need like ESPN cables login. You could automatically log in. Now you need to log in with to watch ESPN3, which is kind of a shame. But they killed it off on the ESPN and ABC, so paid with ESPN Unlimited. So and they have number 3 Duke. They're hosting their Baylor game, and they're hosting Nebraska Richmond as well. And then Duke and number 3 Duke isn't at large as an ECF cover. I think Duke's an AC. I'm at Qualf, aren't they? And I play with I can't remember. I believe I'm at Qualf for the beat Louisville, and they're taking number 14 T Charleston, who's an I'm at Qualf for the Coastal League Association today, and they're playing on Friday. On Friday, Texas Tech, number 7 Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, were top 25 team. But they lost a little bit. They struggled a little bit in the tournament lately in the season. A little bit, I'm not understanding, but Texas Tech is a really solid team. Texas Tech to be like a team that was like not so great in women's basketball, not so hot, turn them around like pretty quickly. So very good. Last year being a WBIT team, this year being a and being like a quarter. I know they were quarterfinalists. I can't remember if they made the semis last year. And then turning around and being a 7th seed, that's still pretty solid though. And taking a number 10 seed Villanova. Oh, and at large out of the Big East. Number 2 LSU. They are an SEC at large. They got Jacksonville, number 15 seed. And that is son Matt Qualfair. Villanova has played at LSU. Then Fort Worth 3. Fort Worth, Texas hosting 2 regionals. Or 2 regional Sweet 16. You know what? They're having second round 2-7. So they used to have 4. They used to have 4 sites of 4 regions. You know, and they would have like the men's do. You know, they kind of like the men's do it where they have 2 games on one time for the Sweet 16 Elite 8. They used to do that for the men, but they kind of do that since CBS has half the rights, and True TV and TBS and TNT Sports has half the rights. That was before they were called like TNT Sports, but TNT Sports now. Like True TV, TBS, TNT. Therefore, it was more different types of sports, and they host. So that's kind of why though. ESPN, I like that. They had the 4 regions, but ESPN did that too. That ESPN and ESPN2. Have 4 would have games on at the same time. One game might start say 7 Eastern, and one game is 7:30 Eastern on ESPN2 game might be at 7:30. Or the ESPN, one of the games at 7 Eastern, one of the games at 7:30 Eastern. Or both are on the same time, So I like that, they're having both. I kind of like that what they do now is they have the Sweet 16. Two games on ESPN. 4 games on ESPN on Friday. And then they have 2 games on ESPN Saturday in the afternoon. Before maybe they go to like NHL in the night. Or NBA or something like that. Or probably NHL. Because the NBA, people watching men's work minus women's work minus more than NBA would. Which makes sense. And then, so maybe wants more in their return. Don't blame them. But then they have 2 3 games starting in the afternoon on ABC. And then the men's is at 2 for the Elite 8. CBS has their 2 in the afternoon on Sunday. And then the women, and then they have the Elite 8's 2 of them on ESPN. I like that, Monday. I like that, But Fort Worth 3, number 1 Texas. Will play the host again against a 16 seed. Oregon, number 8. Oregon takes on number 6 Virginia Tech. Oregon's at large of Big Ten. Virginia Tech's at large of the ACC. That's playing on Friday. The 2 games on Saturday. We 21st. Kentucky. We have number 4 Western the host. Taking number 13 at Omaha. How is it? I'm at Crawford out of the Mid-American Conference. So the men can't say. The men can't say that I'm at qualifier. The men cannot say that. Despite them having America and more in top 25. Number 4 West Virginia is at large of the Big 12. Kentucky's at large of the SEC. And number 12 James Madison is at qualifier out of the Sun Belt. Number 3 Louisville hosting Vermont on Saturday. Vermont is at qualifier out of the American East. Louisville is at large or at qualifier. I can't remember which, but they're all the ACC. Alabama, number 6, they're at large of the SEC. Brown is all that 10. Number 7, or they're at qualifier. Number 7, NCC. They're playing on the 20th. And there's their at qualifier of the ACC. Or at large of the ACC, my bad. Not at qualifier. It's number 17, they're at large of the ACC. Number 10, Tennessee is at large of the ACC. And number 20 and 20th, number 2 Michigan hosting NCAA Tennessee. On Friday, we're taking number 15 Holy Cross. I'm at qualifier all the Patriot League. Michigan is at large all Big Ten. And then on the second round four, number 1 South Carolina hosting two qualifiers. 16 seed qualifiers on the 18th, and they're taking on number 1, and then the host also number 8 Clemson and number 9 USC. Clemson is at large of AC. USC is at large of Big Ten. That's on Saturday. On Friday, number 4 Oklahoma at large of AC host number 13 Idaho. A big scam at qualifier. Number 5 Michigan at qualifier or at large of Big Ten hosting Colorado State. And I'm at qualifier Alabama West. Then I'm at large TCU of Big 12 hosting at qualifier number 14 seed UC San Diego on the 20th on Friday. And then they're also hosting number 6 Washington at large out the Big Ten and South Dakota State at 11 seed. I'm at qualifier of the Summer League. And then on Saturday, number 7 Georgia taking on the winner of number 10 Virginia, number 10 Arizona State. Virginia is at 10 seed. They're at large. Arizona State's at large of the Big 12. Southern is at qualifier of SWAC. Stanford is at qualifier of the Southern Conference. Southern on the Southern and Southwestern, which is strange to say independent Southern. Yeah. Southern, not the South. Playing tape in the Southern Conference. But checking it, mini plan that out. I bet you they did. Secret, I bet you they did. And then Missouri State's at large. I'm gonna go for all that. Conference USA. See Weston's. I'm gonna go for all the what. And then the Georgia game. The Georgia playing the winner of Virginia, Arizona State. Virginia, Arizona State, and the Georgia playing the Georgia winner. Both those two games are hosted by Iowa on Saturday. And then the other one is Virginia, Arizona State is on Thursday. And then Iowa, number 2 seed Iowa, and at large of the Big Ten. They got ball against. They lost to Utah or UCLA. Lost to them. And number 15 FDU for Fairleigh Dickinson University. And I'm at Cofer out of the Northeast Conference.